Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals they take.
Hello there and welcome back, or welcome if you're new. My name is Daphne. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today is the day, as promised. We're going to be taking a deep dive into how I was able to build this privacy patio wall over this past summer. So I hope that you guys are excited to watch this video. I absolutely love the way that it turned out. I'm up early and I'm blowing off the patio. This is current day, so I just wanted to blow off the space so that I can sit out here and edit this new video for you. So I hope that you enjoy it.
Now the morning is the afternoon.
Before we can actually appreciate what we're going to be creating today, which is the privacy wall, we need to look back at this patio before we were able to reclaim this space.
We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull the stars from the sky.
This is how our side patio looked for 12 years of the time that we lived here. It was unused because it was covered in weeds and it was just a dumping ground. So in early 2023, this is how the space looked. We were starting to get ideas as to what we could do with the space. And it took me a couple of years to figure out exactly how I was going to be able to tackle this totally overgrown space.
The moonlight, summer sky.
At times, I would try to come out with lobbers and try to tame this huge weed tree that was protruding over onto the patio, but I was not successful because I didn't have the right plan.
We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull the stars from the sky, just two hearts.
Early 2024, we decided that we were just going to take this weed tree out, and we found out that that space actually was ours so that we could do this project. So we got up early one Saturday and we started cutting down this weed tree.
Two hearts running wild.
Late spring 2024 is when we decided that we were going to officially start taking back our side patio. And I shared this complete video, so I am going to link it in the description. I just wanted you to be able to appreciate where we started and where we are today. So we're going to go into building the privacy wall, because when we did the initial patio makeover, we knew that we had to continue on. We knew that we needed to add back privacy, but we were contemplating how we were actually going to be able to do that successfully. So this video is going to be the journey of us building the privacy wall and gaining the space back and offering privacy to be able to enjoy the space. So I hope that everyone enjoys this video. I hope that you're inspired. If you have a space that remotely looks like this, it definitely can be recaptured and you can revitalize your space and take it back. You can start to enjoy a space that you've never enjoyed before. And this is how I was able to take back this space. Well, I gave you a sneak peek last week of what we were going to be doing this week. And I have to say, we are doing a privacy screen for the side patio. We remade over the side patio a couple of weeks ago where we changed our unused side patio that we have never used for the past 14 years into a beautiful secret patio. And when doing so, I talked about the need to be able to have some privacy, and I wasn't sure what we were going to do. So over the last couple of weeks, I decided that I was going to do a privacy screen, and today is the day that we're going to get started on it. So I just got back from Lowe's. I picked up some 1¼ inch by I think it's 6 inches by 8 feet. And these are pressure treated boards, and we're just going to put them up on the table. And yes, I listened to you guys. I made sure that I took the time to set up a workspace so that I'm not down on the ground and that I'm comfortable while I'm doing like all of the staining. So I wanted to give you a close-up look of the stain that we have been using. It's from Behr. It's a waterproofing wood stain, and it's in the color slate. And this is a solid stain, and I absolutely love it. If you want to see a bunch of different applications that we've been using this stain and then also the semi-transparent stain, I will have that video linked in the description. It was my last video where I just did a recap and I gave you an update of where we are with all of the projects that we've been doing since spring and summer of this year. So we are going in and we're just gonna stain these boards before we attach them. And I am doing 2 coats on each side. So right now I'm just doing the top coat and I'm making sure I get the sides of all of them. And then I'm just gonna let it dry, for about an hour in between. And as I'm doing like the boards, I'm interchanging them. And then we're gonna go and to the side so that we can remove the vegetation that's still there. We had a humongous weed that has been growing as long as we have been here, which has been 14 years. And we're going to take care of the last little bit of that before we start making the privacy screen. So I hope that you guys are excited to be able to get this project underway. So to this setup, the only thing that I was missing was I did not put the clamps that would hold the tarp down on the table, but I definitely have them. And the next time that I do a project, I'll definitely put them, secure the tarp down so that it doesn't flip back up onto the wood. But I just wanted to mention I definitely have them in the garage and they'll be used next time. So we're going to head on over to the side patio. This is the area that we're going to be working on. And I got this long pole saw, and it's a little awkward in this space because as you can see, our patio and the pathway that I'm on is actually my neighbor's pathway, which is the reason why I did not know that this little 2-foot section with the weeds It's actually our property. So for 14 years, I have been looking sideways at my neighbor, thinking that they were not cutting their weeds, and it actually was ours. So when I found out that it was actually ours, I knew that I had to take care of it, take back the space, and be able to make the patio, be able to be usable for us. So I went and I chopped it all the way down to the ground. It's about half a foot left. So we need to be able to pull up that stump, but today's not the day. So what I did was I went on Amazon, and I didn't want to have to put these posts, which are a 4x4 inch post, into concrete. So I went and I purchased these anchors. I'm going to have them linked inside of my Amazon storefront. They are amazing. So all you had to do was take a scrap piece of lumber and just bang it into the ground. And there's no need to have any type of concrete. And they went in very easy. The only problem that we had was just in one spot, because there's a lot of like tree roots over there. But if you don't have, roots to contend with, they go in very easy. And even with all of the roots, it took us like a couple of minutes to be able to get them in. So this is with them all drove into the ground, and they go into the ground about 30 inches. So you won't have any problems with, upheaval once it frosts. So then we attach the 4x4 post, and we're using 8 feet long post. And now I'm back on the patio, and we're just going in and we're pre-drilling all of the stain boards that we already did. We're also prepping and just putting the screws in slightly, so that once we put it up to the post, it's much easier to be able to drill them in. So I'm working with my drill and also my driver. So this one is set up for me to do all of my drills. I'm using my square. So I'm using that as a gauge so that I put everything all lined up, so that it's very easy for once we grab the boards and we put them to be able to attach them. Now I have to say, my husband and my son have been helping me tremendously in this project, but they don't necessarily like to be filmed, so you'll see them here and there. I'm trying to show the footage where it's just me working, but definitely know that it's all three of us out here working on this project. They really helped me out a lot, because you need several hands to be able to get this attached. As you can see, Alex is balancing the boards. My husband's at the other end, and then I'm drilling into the 4x4. One of us is holding the level so that everything is totally level, because we wanted to make sure that this project looked professional. This is so funny. It was so windy this day, and for some reason I'm standing there trying to hold down the bag. Meanwhile, all I needed to do was just move around and, fix it once I had the boards up there. But I left it in because I just thought it was so funny. While you're doing things, you don't realize how silly you look, or, how the silly things that you do while you work. So I just was laughing when I was sitting here editing. So I just wanted to leave that in so that you guys can see what I do when I'm doing my DIYs. So I had to go back to Lowe's again today because the lumber that was there and still there was not in the best quality. So I was just trying to pick through the best of the worst and be able to get enough boards to be able to finish this project. So on this day, we still did not get enough boards, but we got enough to be able to move forward with it. So this is how we're looking before we are going to be attaching the boards that I just stained. I'm letting them dry. I just wanted to give you a close-up so you can see what we did yesterday with all the boards that we were able to stain and attach. So what I decided that I was going to do was come and just do the staining on the post and also do the back side of these boards. Now in the staining that I was doing today, I'm making sure that I do front and back of the board so that I don't have to come back and stain it after it's already attached to the post. So I learned my lesson yesterday to make sure that I take enough time to be able to do the prep work, not only the front, but just to make sure that I do the front and the back. Now this project is no different from every other project that I do. I make sure that I work in short increments of time. On this project, I was doing it in stages. So I was staining out here, I was working on the actual patio, and then I was also working in the backyard. So this is how we're looking. We just attached the bottom 3 boards that was 2 coats stained. Now on the top boards, I had only did 1 coat of stain. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to do the 2nd coat while they're hanging here. But you can really see the difference between the top boards and the last 3. I absolutely love the way that the stain is coming out. So I'm showing you the back side of it, and it looks amazing. We are going to be adding in about 4 more rows, but I just wanted to take this time to be able to just clean up the lower portion of this bed. So eventually I'm gonna cut that stump all the way down to grade level. I just didn't get a chance to do it today because we were contending with all of the rain. So one of the other reasons why I'm taking it slow is because every time I got started, it would start raining. As I'm putting down this 1 bag of mulch, it really started raining. So I was only able to get this down. Then I went inside and I waited, for the weather to pass and for it to stop raining. But whenever it cleared up, I was right back out here doing a little bit, and then I would go back inside. And I've been transitioning over to this cedar mulch, which is really healthy, and I absolutely love the color of it. And slowly but surely, I'm going to underplant this privacy screen. But in this video, I'm not going to get a chance to be able to do the underplanting, but I was able to complete the entire privacy screen, and I love the seclusion that it makes here on the patio. So I'm just going in and I'm blowing away like all of the sawdust and all of the debris that, we caused here on the patio while we were working on the privacy screen. I'm also going to clean it, just wet it down and also sweep it off. And then we're going to clean off the actual rockers that we had attached here. And we're going to put all of the furniture back in its spot. And then we're just going to do a little light decorating and we're going to enjoy the space. I just wanted to mention that eventually I'm going to be doing like little cap posts at the bottom of the 4x4 wood spikes. I just wasn't able to get it accomplished on this day. So do you guys remember how the space looked before we did the makeover? I'm going to pop an image up on the screen so that you can take a look back at where we started from. And I absolutely love the way that this space has turned out. And I am so happy that I decided to do a full privacy screen wall and just be able to block out the view of my neighbors and their door, which is right on the other side of this. It just makes it look so cozy. So let me know how you like the privacy screen, if you thought that I would go in this direction or if you thought that I would keep up the tree that was there. Well, it actually was a weed, but the weed turned into like a mini tree and it was just out of control. So this is another look back at how, the privacy screen looks up against these rockers before we start decorating. So I hope that you guys enjoy. So we're just going to wipe down the chairs and we're going to do a little light decorating and then we're going to go into the final reveal. So at this point, we were so excited. We had finished the privacy wall, or so we had thought. So the next week, I had a conversation with my next door neighbor, and I found out that the reverse side, so the side that was facing my neighbor, needed to be finished as well. And I absolutely adore my neighbors. And I knew that based on the conversation that I had with them, that we needed to add in additional wood on their side to be able to finish it, especially because they're going to be selling their home probably in the next couple of years because they are an elderly couple. So I didn't want to have any issues when it came time to sell it. So this is the next weekend. I'm just giving you an overview of how the porch is looking with the stained steps that we did in the beginning of the season. They're holding up very well. Also the juniper trees that we trimmed back, that looks revitalized and amazing. And also the lawn that we're working on, trying to transition over to artificial turf or changing it over to a warm season turf. The package that's on the lawn is a sample of the artificial turf, but I'm really debating, what we're ultimately going to be doing. So we're going to take a stroll over to the reverse side of the privacy wall, and I'm going to show you what we're going to be working on today. So this process was very easy. I just picked up the same lumber that we used on our side. On this side, we spaced it a little further apart. It's a little over an inch spacing, which is going to be extremely appealing because we stained the back side of it. So now it's a two-tone effect. So you have the natural side of the wood, and then you also have the slate color peeking through. So it looks very modern. And my neighbors prefer to have just the raw wood, which is totally fine, that I don't have to do the additional staining. So this is how it's going to be finished on their side. The only thing that I have to do is I want to do some type of capping on the side, but that'll be a project that we're going to leave to 2025 to be able to figure out how we're going to be capping off each layer. But I love the way that it turned out, and I definitely wanted to make sure that my neighbors were happy with the screen, as happy as we are on our side. And this was just a quick and easy fix that we were able to do to the screen. And again, we're going to be underplanting it in 2025 season with some beautiful greenery. So be on the lookout for that update that we're going to be doing this year. I wanted to come back on the patio side and share the updates that I was able to do once we were able to complete my neighbor's side. So I had mentioned that I wanted to do a cap on the top. So we did the cap on the top of the patio wall. We moved the lights that we had initially put on the railing up to the top of the patio so that we're able to get full illumination at night. And I'm going to be showing you a night view at the end. And I am just out here early morning. I'm having my coffee. I'm doing a little editing, and I absolutely love this space. I'm able to just come out here and be at peace. And it is what I have wanted the entire time that we have lived in this property. So I'm so happy that I'm able to take back this space. So I hope that you guys get some inspiration from what I was able to accomplish, what we were able to accomplish on this side patio, and the space that we were able to add into our outdoor living. I absolutely love making these videos and sharing them with you. So I hope that you enjoyed as well. So I just want to thank you again for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up and share with someone that might like watching. And until the next time, I want you to have an amazing, blessed day, and I'll see you back here for the next video.